Little trouble with the old lives. So, oops, we're going to um, I'm just gonna get on here. Hi, everybody. I'm just getting the chat up. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. There we go. Can you hear me okay? Let me get my sound on. There we go. Hi, everybody. All right, we're getting a good crowd here. Let me get my computer out of the way. I have a couple things to show. Let's give everybody just a minute. Get all my little tools here. Hi, everybody. Good morning. Let me, hi from the UK. Oh my gosh. There we go. All right. Okay, let me just get my chat up here so I can see what you guys are saying. All right. Good morning. It feels like I should. Yes, I am. Yes, we are still live. I can't believe it. I had to pause for a second. I feel like I should hear you guys. That's what's so weird. All right. We're almost ready to go. It just takes some time for people to join and for us to get ready. Hi from Reno, Kathy. You joined. Hi, Jean, Lysandra, Vicky, Bagmaker Barb. Oh my gosh, this is a good group. Hi, everybody. I'm just waiting for Jan, she's my admin, and so I'm waiting for her to join. I sent her the link. I had tried to schedule this, guys. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I couldn't get it to come up. So this will be probably, it won't be a long live. I have just a couple things to make, and I might just make one as, as we chat. So we're getting there. I sent my husband to the store so there wouldn't be a bunch of noise out there. Hi, Tay Tay. This is funny. All right, so I'm going to show you what we're going to make today. This is what we're going to make. We're going to make some hot oven mitts. I don't buy these anymore. I just make my own. Hi, Brenda. So this is one I made quite a while ago. Um, and it's a good size for me, but what I have today is I'm going to show you two different sizes because this would not fit a man's hand, probably most likely. This is one that is definitely for a woman. My thumb barely fits in there. Hi, Annie. Oh, a smile. Hi, Joanne. So this is one size. There's Jan. Hi, Jan. Thanks. Sorry about that. So here's two sizes. This is one for a woman, and this is, but you can see the difference. Can you see the difference? It's pretty significant, really. So the first one we're going to do is one that, and this is not my pattern. I got this actually, a free pattern from Crafty Gemini, and I'll link it in the description so you guys can see it. But I adapted the pattern, and here's the pattern. This is just cardstock. And all I did to her pattern was add a 1/2 inch all the way around. That's it. So we'll see how it goes. What I'm going to use today is, for the outside, I'm using some, okay, Kathy, I'll look at that later. If you'll send me a message on Facebook, so I don't forget, because I want to be able to do that. But this is the fabric I'm going to use today for the larger one. This is it's a little heavier weight. Let me push this down just a little bit. This is a little heavier weight cotton than quilting cotton. It's not interfaced in any way, you can see, but it's a little heavier weight. Now for the lining, I am using just a purple cotton quilting fabric. The other thing I am going to use for this, and you'll find variants on this, I am using some warm and natural cotton batting. Let me get I brought the package in here so I could show you. Warm and natural cotton batting. That's what this is. So I have 2 pieces of that. Oops, I don't need that. 2 pieces of that, and I'll link all this in the description. And then I have 2 pieces of Insulbright. This is, I don't even remember where I got this. Oh, I got it from Moda. I got a large roll from Moda wholesale. So on this, it does not matter which, good morning, Kathy, which way it goes, but I am putting one of these on each side of my mitt. So I'm going to push you down now and we're going to get started. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining. I am using my Bernina today. I know. Have 2 videos, and 2 of them are on my Bernina. The one thing I will caution you is make sure, and this is going to be hard to show over here, but make sure that when you're doing it, you have mirrored pieces. So you can see I have 2 mirrored pieces. Otherwise, you're going to have 2 of the same, which won't work. And I put my Insulbright next to my cotton fabric, and then I put the batting, the warm and natural. So that's what I have right now. The Insulbright is next to the cotton fabric, and then my batting. Oh, Kathy's getting a sale right. Very exciting. Very exciting. All right, so that's what I have. Now, I based this on So I'm going to just go around and baste this on just so I don't have to worry about it moving on me. And I'm going to increase my stitch length here. So I'm basting it on. Let me make sure you can see what I'm doing. And then I'll cut it to size. Oops. Oops. I hope everybody's having a great day. Okay, go slow around your curves. I got too much here. The other thing I will tell you that I think is important to do for this is to pre-wash your fabrics. You would hate to give these as a gift and somebody get them dirty, which they will get dirty, and they wash them and they shrink and they're not usable anymore. So I would definitely pre-wash your fabric. Kathy H., you're thinking about getting a fabricator? Let me tell you. A year and a half ago, or whenever I got mine, I think it was about a year and a half ago. I'm just cutting off the excess now, guys, around my mitt here. I did a lot of research, and one of the reasons that convinced me to do the fabricator was the all the reviews on the customer service. It's outstanding. In fact, let me tell you a little story about when I bought my fabricator. All right, let me get rid of that. All right, I'm going to do my outside just the same while I'm talking to you. I went to buy it. I had it in my cart. And they had a sale, and something happened. It was in my cart for, I don't know, a week. Something happened. I think it was, I don't remember what it was, and I didn't get to check out. And they, when I had it in my cart, let me push it down just a little. They had free shipping. And, you know, shipping on a machine like that is not cheap. And so I missed the free shipping. I thought, so I reached out to customer service, and the person in customer service said that the free shipping was expired and that they couldn't do anything, and etc. And I was so disappointed because it was like $200. And I thought I missed it by a few days, and they won't do it. So you know what I did? Let me get some of this on here. I reached out to the president of the company, and I just said, you know, I gave him my little sob story about that I missed the free shipping, and here's why. It was something that was completely out of my control. I don't remember why. But anyway, it was a sad story. And so I reached out to the president of the company, and he responded almost immediately and honored the free shipping for me. Now, he said, go ahead and purchase it. Let me know when you've purchased it. Let me know the order number, and I will go in and credit the free shipping, credit the shipping that you pay. And he did it almost immediately. I didn't say anything about the customer service person or anything because I didn't want anybody to get in trouble. They were just doing their job, obviously. But yeah, it was like a $200 credit he gave me for the free shipping. You know, and it's not that I couldn't have probably paid the shipping, but I was waiting to buy one until they had free shipping. And they don't often. I'd say maybe once or twice a year they offer the free shipping. So just FYI. It's not that often. Okay, let me cut these off. So I'm glad I did it. It's the best machine. I take care of it. I oil it regularly. I change the oil, I think just 3 times since I've had it. And I oil it probably, you're supposed to oil it every 8 hours of use. And I do that. So, all right. So now what I'm going to do, guys, is you don't have to do this, but I quilt it. This one, you can see I just quilted just randomly. This one is also randomly, although it's much harder to see. I just think it looks better when it's quilted. So I just start somewhere. And I increase my stitch length to about a 5. And I just go crazy with my machine. Now, this is not a contrasting thread, but you'll still be able to see it, I think. And this doesn't have to be anything fancy. I mean, whatever you choose to do is perfect. You could do this on a fabricator, but I decided to do it on my Bernina because my Bernina does better with quilting. Okay. Oil change would be hubby's job. You know what? That's funny, Kathy, that you say that because that's exactly what happens here. He won't let me do it. He's afraid I'm going to get oil everywhere. All right. Can you see that? Just a really random quilting job. All right. Let me do the other one. Like, let's see if I can do that while I'm reading some comments. And this is one reason, I think if you go look at the Crafty Gemini, her pattern only calls for the Insulbright. It doesn't call for any batting, which is absolutely fine. I have done that, and I just don't think it's thick enough for me. But, you know, there's tons of patterns, free patterns out there for oven mitts. I looked at one this morning that was, looked really cute, but it was one of those small ones that fits on your thumb and your hand that would be really cute, really. I didn't have time to mess with it. Maybe in the future I'll do that pattern too. It's a free pattern too as well. Okay, that's it. Okay, so there you go. You can see on the back, they're not the same by any means. Minnie, that's a great idea. Your grandson would love that. Absolutely love that. All right, so now we're just going to put right sides together after I find my, here it is. This is optional. This is just a 7-inch piece by, I think I did 2.5, 2 3/4, folded it on itself and ironed it. That's all this is. It's a hanging tag, just like this one. Let me show you. That's all this is. So I am going to do it for this one. And I'm going to decrease my stitch length to about a 3. And stitch that down both sides. Hi, Susan. Good morning. All right. You've made these before and you use the silver ironing board fabric. Yeah, what is that called, Jean? It's, oh gosh, Thermoflex? Is that what it's called? I think it's called Thermoflex. I have used that, but the reason I like the Insulbright, it's got a little fluff to it. So, you know, I thought about doing this on my Singer, but I decided not to. I've got to do more practicing on my Singer before I think about doing a live. All right, so I'm putting these right sides together. And we're gonna sew on everything but the bottom. And then I've got my lining fabric, which has nothing on it. And I'm just gonna put those right sides together. And we will sew those together as well. Now there's a couple ways to finish these. There's probably more than 2 actually. And I'll show you the one I prefer actually. This is a magnetic bowl. It's a reproduction Singer magnetic bowl. Hi, Elaine. Yeah, Jean, I like the fluff. I don't know why. I mean, yeah, either is actually fine. Okay, so let's not forget to put this in. You guys, don't let me forget. I can see myself forgetting it. All right. Now, I am going to go around this twice. Whoops, I need, let's clear that. So I'm doing about a 1/4 inch seam allowance. This is the outside piece. And on where the thumb is, go past it and then go straight across, because we're going to want to give that a good clip in a couple areas so that your thumb can move freely. I don't know if you ever had a mitt that your thumb kind of is stuck. It's pretty annoying actually. And I've actually made one of those, and it was like I had to throw it away, basically. It didn't work. All right, all the way to the bottom. I'm going to leave the bottom open. So I'm just checking, but can you see where I went down and then across and up? Because we're gonna do some slits there, and I got kind of close there, but that's okay. You know, I said I was gonna do a second row. I don't think I need to for this. I am gonna use my pinking shears just on the curves. And if you don't have pinking shears, just do some slits. But just on the the hand and the thumb. It's pretty thick, so as you know, pinking shears do not like more than a couple layers, and this is like 4. Actually, it's 6 layers. Pinking shears are pretty picky. Okay. Now, I'm going to cut some slits there. In my thumb. So you can see I cut some slits. That will really help when I go to use this, and actually when I turn it, it'll look a lot nicer. I am going to trim this just a little. These are such great gifts. You know, who doesn't need an oven mitt unless you don't cook at all? And most people do some type of cooking, baking or cooking or something. But these are such great gifts because, you know, they wear out. And, you know, I've had people actually request certain fabrics. Oh, sorry, my dog's barking because there's a dog outside. People walk right by our front door, and our front door is glass. So, Jackie, all right, so go on the thumb corner, go past it, and do a straight stitch, and then come back up around. And go slow on your thumb. This would never work on my fabricator. It's way too thin fabric. Okay. All right. This needle, I think this is a 9014 on my Bernina. And it's not having any issues sewing through it whatsoever. 9014. It might be an 8012, but I'm pretty sure it's a 9014. I did some alterations recently, and it was on a pair of jeans. So I'm pretty sure I left that needle in there. Okay, let me get in here just a little. And then make some slits here. Just like anything, just make sure you're not cutting your threads that you just sewed. Okay. Clean up my mess. Let me know if I'm missing anything. All right. So, a couple options, and I already missed the first option, but I'm okay with that. You can leave a turning hole right here. You know what? I'm gonna do it that way today for this particular one. I'm just gonna unpick a little bit and leave a good sized turning hole. I actually think this is probably the easiest way to do it. I don't usually do it this way. I just fold it over, but that's okay. We're going to do it that way today because I'm really trying to do some beginner-friendly projects amongst all the really more in-depth projects. So That's probably a good turning hole. Let me go reinforce my stitches here. And this will really depend how big of a turning hole you need. Will depend on the fabrics that you choose. All right, so I left about, oh, I don't know. That's probably about a 5-inch turning hole right there. All right, so let's turn our outside right side out. And take your time with this. The thumb part takes a hot minute to get it. Hi, Karen. I'm having a great day. It stormed this morning. I mean, thunder, lightning. It scared my poor doggy. And I thought, oh no, I can't be live if it's going to be storming. So it's clear as a bell right this minute. All right, I'm going to use my little tool to push my thumb out. The thumb takes some time to get right, just so you know. And that's one reason why I always increase the size of the thumb, because if you don't, it is so small. So you can see here, look how small that thumb is as far as the width. It's really hard to get. And look at that. Hi. I feel like I'm doing a puppet show. All right, I'm going to get that out completely with my little tool. Okay. Get my rounded. Oh, that's nice. Okay, so now, probably the easiest way is to put this on and then put your lining on top of it. I know it feels weird, doesn't it? So just put your lining on top. Just like that. I know, feels weird, doesn't it? All right, then we are, I don't know why my, oh, you know what I did? I left this long on purpose, but I'm not going to do that way. So when I cut this, I left my lining long. I don't need to do that. Oh, don't forget the tab, Joni. Oh, Joni, you're a lifesaver. I knew I was going to forget to do that. So where I'm going to put the tab, good. Let me, I'm just going to baste it in place so I don't forget. So here's your hand. I'm going to put the tab over here on the straight edge. That's where I'm going to put it. You can put it anywhere you'd like. And you want to put it, I put it on the seam. And I made this one kind of long, honestly. So I'm just going to baste that, and then I'll show you. It's kind of hard to show you here. That right there is a definite plus, Joni. I wish you could talk to me. Then I could hear it. If I didn't look over, I wouldn't see it. Okay, so that's on that long edge seam, and I just put it right there. All right, now we're going to pull that back down. And if you cut these the same size, you're not going to have the extra lining. I was going to do it another way, and I changed my mind. Now we're going to close that. And I'm going to use a good seam allowance. And I'm just going to, it's a little challenging. I could get my free arm, but I don't need it really. And just close off that bottom. The one reason I like this method, honestly, it gives you a nice finish on the bottom. Let me see where I am here. Okay, so now I'm going to cut off my excess. I have a lot of excess there. I'll show you why I cut that long. And this is something that, you know, I have done many times actually. There we go. The reason I cut the lining long is I was going to turn it up like this. And when you're using two contrasting fabrics, that's kind of a nice little touch. So you don't have to do it. This one I did not do it on. I didn't turn any of the lining up. But it gives it a nice little, I don't know, little something extra. Okay. All right, so now all we have to do is turn it and close our turning hole. And so I'm just going to pull it through my turning hole. Now I'm going to be this is just cotton thread, so I'm going to be a little gentle so I don't rip my fabric. Oh, see how easy that was though? Perfect. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining. Punch out your little... Now, I would normally go over and press this. Honestly, I don't think it needs it. This is going to be on the inside. I will press it once I put it all together so that my bottom, it has a good edge. Don't you think this is an easy beginner project for people? There's no hardware. There's no zippers. You know, it's pretty much, and you don't even have to do the quilting, but I think it's kind of fun. But I think it's a pretty easy project for beginners to try. They don't have to be perfect. All right, I'm just going to top stitch that turning hole closed. This will be on the inside. Nobody will ever see it. Trim my stitches. And you notice I'm not using my lighter. This is cotton thread. And it would just start a little baby fire. Not good. Okay. All right, let's put it in, our lining inside. There, Joni, there will be a link for the pattern. Once I meant to put it on here, but I didn't get it done. Now, you could, if you wanted to, do some top stitching here, and maybe I will. Just to clean that up a little. I think I will. Yeah, the pattern is a Crafty Gemini pattern. So if you go to craftygemini.com and type in Oven Mitt, you'll find it. It's a free download, but I will definitely link it in the description. I don't know, Jan, if you can do that. If you can't, that's absolutely fine. And link it in the chat. So I think I'm gonna top stitch the bottom seam here. This is definitely an optional. And this is thick, so I'm gonna go slow. Especially where my little hang tag is. No problem. Most of the time, if you have thick materials and you go slow, I'd say most machines will go, okay, I'll do it. I'll do it. Uh-oh. I hit my foot and it raised my needle. I gotta turn that off. I don't ever use that. On purpose, anyway. Okay. All right. Now let's see, how long have we been on? 42 minutes. I've been chatting. That's it. That's all there is to it. Now, that is plenty big for my husband or a man. Doesn't have to be a husband. But it's perfect for me too, because I can move my thumb. My thumb doesn't feel like it's constricted, but there is good padding here. This is a great little project. And I didn't put a beautiful thing on it. Let me show you what I made this morning. I got up kind of early today because of the thunderstorm. And I just made a sweetly unique pencil pouch. Isn't that cute? It's a beautiful thing. Look at that. Look how cute that is. If you haven't made one of these, you guys need to try it. This is from Lauren Mormino. I know I'm using 2 Lauren Mormino fabrics. I've got a stash a mile high, so I'm trying to use them. It's not TPU. I should have looked to see what she calls this. It's not, I guess it's a jelly vinyl. I think it's a TPU jelly. It's not see-through, as you can tell. But it's so, I did this on my fabricator. And it didn't miss a beat. Not a beat. Now, I have not tried it on this Bernina. But look at this zipper pull, you guys. Baby Groot. It's a little baby Groot. I got those at Zorel. Absolutely adorable. All right, do you want to make another one? Or if you have to go, you can certainly do that. The other one I have is the smaller version. And I'm using the same lining, but I'm using the leopard. This is cotton. This is from Fabric Therapy. Kathy says go for it. Okay, let's do it. This one I think is a little more challenging because Okay, wait a minute. I forgot I had this one too. All right, do you want me to do the leopard? Should we do the leopard or the meow purple? What do you want? Leopard or meow purple? Meow purple. Meow purple wins. It's so cute. These are both cotton, but um, they're not cotton quilting weight. They're a little heavier, which is why I love them. All right, so let's do it. I won't talk as much. So I'm just putting the lining right sides together, and I'll clip those in place. I'm gonna have to go iron because I didn't iron the tag ahead of time. You guys, this is so much fun. I'm just like a kid in a candy store. I get to talk to people and I get to sew at the same time. It's a beautiful thing. Yes, it is. All right, so that, and let me get these ready here. Okay. Now I have white thread in here. I think it'll be fine. I'm not going to change it for this meow. This is, I have to tell you, this and the leopard are probably two of my most favorite fabrics ever. I know. All right, let's get the other one ready. The pattern for the pouch, I'll link it in the description. And Jan, if you can somehow look it up, or anybody, it's from Sweetly Unique. I believe that's it. It's a very popular pattern. I mean, and she gives, the pattern actually comes with two options. So if you have, for example, this fabric doesn't have a direction. It's not a directional. There, she did it. Sweetly Unique Boutique. That's it. Thanks, Jan. But she gives you a pattern pieces if it is directional. So you can, what you end up doing is putting a seam down here on the bottom. So everything is up in the right direction. All right, let me go turn. Don't go anywhere. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm just ironing my little tab. My iron was on, but it's one of those that turns off, unfortunately. I mean, it's a good thing, I suppose. It heats up pretty fast. I don't know if you could hear me over there. Probably not. All right, let's do our tab real quick. Decrease my stitch length a little. Again, this is a 7-inch, and I make mine a little longer. You could do 6-inch, and it would work just fine. But I like my tabs just a little longer. And it's 7 inches by, I think these are 2.75, 2 3/4. All right, so there's my tab. All right, is Joni still here? Make sure that I don't forget to put my tab on. I was just gonna have her remind me. And I'm just actually basting all these layers together. About 1/8 of an inch. You guys are fantastic. So I'm gonna say something. I have a huge, big roll of this Insulbright. It's on my Etsy shop, fabric shop, if you want any. It's not very expensive. So if you need some, just go to my Etsy shop and get some there. But I bought it in bulk a long time ago. And I've used it. It's just I have so much of it. So if you want some, just go to Etsy. Jeannie's Fabrics dot www.jeanniesfabrics.etsy.com. But you can get it in multiple places. So I'm not trying to make it just go to my place. You can get it in many places. Okay. All right, let's, you know what I'm going to do for this one? I'm just going to do some straight stitches. Just something a little different. Random, but straight. Let me get this out of the way. I think I like the other curling method better. You can be a little more random. This is good though. But let me get this stuff out of the way. I gotta get my thumb. I didn't do my thumb. Good morning, Anne from Vermont. We're working on our second oven mitt. A little different size than the first one. I'll show them all at the end. Okay, that's good. All right, that's one side. That's not bad. I think I like the curling method better. I don't know about you guys. Yeah, I love Crafty Gemini. Do you know that she's been doing, I think she's been on YouTube for like 13 years. Crazy how time flies. Yeah, she's been doing it a really long time. She does all kinds of things too. You know, I'm sure Leslie isn't on here from Jolie Lee Creations. But I want to give her a shout out. You guys should go check her out too. She's a fellow Floridian, but that doesn't have anything to do with this. I reached out to her, Leslie at Jolie Lee Creations, to find out something about where she got something. She responded immediately and sent me several places where she's gotten stuff from. And I mean, extremely. She even went and found a coupon for me for a couple of the places. I mean, you know, that's really the epitome of this community, this bag making community. It's amazing. All right, let's do this real quick. Oh, Kathy, you're going to use your scan and cut. I love it. You're going to love it. I have used my scan and cut more in the last 2 weeks than I have since I bought it, actually. I think part of it is I'm getting more comfortable with it. And that makes a big difference. You know, the one thing that I don't have, which I kind of wish I did on the scan and cut, is, and maybe mine does. Hi, Teresa. Is it doesn't take the long mat. It doesn't do the long mat for bigger projects. I have a long mat because when I got it, I thought it did. And I don't think it does. I honestly probably need to do a little more investigative work on that. All right, I'm almost done with this. Okay. I like the curly Q method better. What do you guys think? Yeah. I mean, this is fine. This is absolutely fine. I just think I like the other one better. All right, right sides together. Everything is sticking to my magnet on this clip tray here. It's hilarious. Mine, oh, it's the blue and gray one. How's that for a very technical model name? It's the blue and gray one. I got it. My husband got it for me on Amazon. I just talked about it one day and he said, oh gosh, that would be very helpful. All right, let's sew these together. Kathy, did the one you get, no, there's lining, Lena. I'm getting ready to do the lining. I'll show you. Kathy, did the one you get, will it take the longer mats? So you notice I did a little square around where my thumb meets so that we can clip that edge to free up the thumb. And I am going to just cut into that with 3 little cuts, making sure I'm not cutting my seam that I just did. And I'm going to trim with my pinking shears around the curves as best I can. Oh, an attachment. I'm gonna look into it because I have the mat, and I probably would use it more if I could do the longer, bigger things on it. You know, cut bigger things. All right, so there's that. All right, Lena, here we go. Here is the lining. It's just 2 pieces, right sides together. Joni, I gotta put this on. Don't let me forget. I'm gonna leave it right here. 2 pieces of cotton quilting, no interfacing, no nothing. Right sides together. And I'm gonna leave a turning hole in this one. Go down past where your thumb and your hand part meets, do a little square off, and then come back up. Joni's there. Oh, Kathy, that would be fantastic. I'll put a picture out on, I'll put a picture out on Facebook of what model I have. Oh, you know what I did? I didn't leave a turning hole. I got to talking. You guys, I'm so easily distracted. No big deal. I'll just make it. I do this when I'm just sewing by myself too. I'll have the TV on or something, or somebody will be in here, or I'll be on the phone talking to somebody as I'm sewing. Oh, you guys. All right, is that big enough? Let's see. Yeah, I think so. All right, let me just go reinforce my stitches. All right, let's turn this exterior right side out. Don't let me forget to clip my corner here on my thumb. All right, now I will tell you, this one is harder to turn because it's smaller. Even just the 1/2 inch that I did larger on this one, I'm telling you, it makes all the difference. You'll see. I'll put them up side by side and you'll be able to see the difference. It actually ends up being a full inch because I did it on all sides. I did a 1/2 inch on all sides. Yeah. And some of my interfacing is poking through. You know, somebody mentioned on Facebook, they were replying to something, and they were talking about a ebony leather turning tool. Does anybody know where you buy those? I just looked, I did a web search just briefly, and I did see them, but I was like, I don't know which one would be the best. Thank you, Lena. This machine table, oh my gosh, I made your splurge. All right, let me get my little tool. Ugh. I don't know if you can even see what I'm doing here. Thanks, Desiree. Yes, she called it a banisher. Ebony leather banisher. That's exactly what she called it, Jan. So I wonder if that would help for something like this. Oh, see, this thumb is a nightmare. You know what I've done before? Hold on. For things like this that I just can't get to come out, and I'd be very careful using your hemostats because it will tear your fabric. So just go really, really slow if you're going to use them. But see, look at that. Now I think I can get the rest with this. There we go. Yeah, see, I would highly recommend, unless you are making it for yourself and you have very small hands, I would increase it. Now, you could use a smaller seam allowance. The problem that I found with the smaller seam allowance is I end up missing some of it. And I have to go over it again and make a bigger seam allowance. So, yeah. I don't know what happened there. All right. That looks pretty good, actually. All right, so now I'm going to put this on my hand, right sides out. And I'm going to stick it inside my lining, so right sides will be together. Joni, where'd Joni go? before you do that, add your hang tag if you're going to use one. You don't have to. Hang tag, hang tag. Funny. Here we go. Put the hang tag on. Isn't that funny? You just forget things. You get caught up in the next step. All right, so that's what I did. I put the hang tag on that side, the long edge side. All right, let's put it on. And then we're going to put our lining on top, right? And so it end up being right sides together. And just go slow, because it should be a snug fit. Push your tag inside there. Just make sure it's nice and straight. Okay. And then I'm just going to clip around that. And then we'll sew the bottom closed and turn it, and we'll be done. And make sure, if you can, for the most part, match up your seam. You have 2 seams, 1 on each side. It'll lay nicer if you just match up your seam. Exactly, Lena. I just wish you could actually talk to me. That would be extremely helpful for me. All right, let's do it. I'm going to decrease my stitch length just a little. I think I might just be not running out of thread for these 2 projects. That is fantastic. Almost. Okay. Let's turn it. Kathy, you have quite a few different sizes of hemostats. Yes. I worked in the ICU a lot of my career, either as a nurse or a manager or director or whatever. And so I had a lot of good friends in the OR. And so I didn't do a ton of sewing back then. I was just way too busy working. But a lot of times back then in the day, they didn't reuse stuff like that. They'd sterilize them, of course, but they didn't reuse them. And so they would bring just pans of surgical tools, you know, tweezers, the hemostat, stuff like that. This is, you know, I don't know how long ago. Oh gosh, probably 30 years ago. And we would take, you know, take them home. They're useful tools, very useful tools. So I actually have probably 3 or 4 pairs. And we use them around the house for all kinds of stuff. All right, this turned out really cute. You're going to see how much smaller it is, but it is very cute. This meow purple is just absolutely adorable. All right, let's put our hand in there. Oh my gosh, I've been chatting away. We've been live. Here, let me move the camera up a little. We've been live for 75 minutes. Hi, guys. This is so fun. Okay, who's going to So Magical, Florida, Orlando, it's the end of September. Who's going? I'm curious. I'm going just for one day. I'm not going to any classes. I'm just going to go shop. You know, we're about an hour and a half. Not even that. Probably about an hour from there. So it's an easy trek over there. I shouldn't say easy because, you know, it's right next to Disney World. And so the traffic can be just a nightmare. So I am going to put, I'm going to top stitch around the bottom here. Oh, Lena, you're so sweet. Thank you. That is so, so sweet. All right, let me top stitch this and then I'll put them side by side. Oops, you can't see what I'm doing. All right, that's okay. It'll be a hot minute. I'm having to go slow because it's kind of thick there. I don't have my hump jumper out. Almost done. One more thick seam. Okay. I'm kind of flush because it's kind of hot in here. I should have probably turned the fan on. Okay, let me just clean it up a little. All right, here we go. I'll put them on both hands so you can see them. Do you see the significant difference? I mean, this is small and it fits my hand fine and I can grab things. So there is a plus to that in the sense that it's smaller and you probably feel like you have more control over it. But if I had my preference, and this would fit most people. This is probably, unless you have hands that are huge, this is going to work for most people. This is probably the size that I would do for gifts. This is the size that I would do. That way, you know, I'm not worried about it not fitting somebody. But anyway, there you go. Look at that. And you can see just that little top stitching around the bottom just keeps it in place. And then you have a little hang tag. You can hang it and it's a decorative piece. Something, and you know, if you're going to give them away, put a little fun tag on it somewhere, either your logo or a tag. Let me look at some comments. This rose one is the large. Yes, it is, Lena. Yeah, and it's got purple lining, so it's fully lined, and it's got the 2 layers of Insulbrite and 2 layers of batting in it. So it's, you know, it's going to protect your hand. I typically, when I make them and give them as gifts, I make 2. You know, most of the time people need 2 because they need 1 on each hand if they're, you know, pulling something large like a turkey. Hi, Mandy. There you go. Oven Mitt. I will link, if Jan didn't do it, I didn't know if she did, the free pattern from Crafty Gemini. This is the pattern size, the smaller one. This one I added a 1/2 inch all the way around. And Kathy, are you kidding me? Okay. Can you put that on Facebook or send me a message in Messenger or email me, Jeannie@jeanniebags.com, what you found out, Kathy H. Oh my gosh, that's a life changer right there. All right, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate each one of you. Very simple, beginner-friendly oven mitt. Have a wonderful day. Share some joy with someone else. Thanks. Bye-bye.